All right, this is the second episode of me basically learning C++. In the first episode, I learned some of the basics. So I learned how to use some of the built-in types. Um, Learned a little bit about how to make classes. And I think in this episode, I'm going to try and just learn the syntax of the control flow in C++. So that's like using if and else, how to write loops and switch statements. I think at the end of this episode, maybe we can try to do a simple project. Right now, I'm thinking an easy one would be just a numbers guessing game that will probably let me use if statements and then just some pretty easy variable types and learn about console input and output. All right, so I realized in the last episode I forgot to use this method that we wrote. So I just wanted to, let's just see if this method works. So let's comment this out. And then we can write mycar.drive. Call that method. We can recompile and see. Yep. So it says the BMW is driving. Okay. So just wanted to make sure that works. Okay. So let's go back out here and make a new project directory. So make control flow. And then we can make control flow.cpp and open that up. And as always, we can include IOStream. I think might as well include string here. We can make our int main function. And let's use Gemini to figure out the syntax. I'm pretty sure the syntax is pretty similar to JavaScript, but let's just see. Let's ask about if and else first. So if statement, if parentheses condition, block. Yeah, so that looks like JavaScript to me. If else structure. I think this is also the same. Else if and else. Shorthand. Okay, so we can also use ternary. Basically the same. And then our and or and not are similar to JavaScript. And then let's look at switch statements as well. Switch parentheses expression, brackets, case, x, colon, code block, break. That's interesting. Okay. So switch day. So if the day is equal to 1, we can output Monday break. All right. Break is crucial. Default acts like the final else. And constant values. Each case must be followed by a constant or a literal. You cannot use variables. Okay, so let me think about something we can use to test if statements. Let's just say int age equals 18, like their example. And we'll say if parentheses age is greater than or equal to 18, we can say cout the age is, or the person is an adult. New line. Else standard cout the person is not an adult. And we can return 0. And let's see if we can run this. So we'll use G++, control flow, output control flow, and we can run it. The person is an adult because they are 18. Let's change it to 10. Run it again. Okay, so we know how to make if statements. Seems simple. And I think we can ask about loops. How to make for loops. Traditional for loop. Yep, also like JavaScript. So we have int I equals 0 up to I is less than 5, and then increment I. Seems good. Range-based for loop. Okay, so if you want to loop through elements in an array or vector without worrying about indices, use cleaner syntax. For type variable in collection, do something. All right, so I'm guessing this is how you create an array, which is good to see. I don't know how to do that yet. For int n in my numbers, we can console cout n. Okay. And then they're adding a space between each number. So array, this is an array, I'm guessing. My numbers array equals, and then you use curly braces, and then you can just put all the numbers in it. Pro tip, use the auto keyword if you don't want to type out the specific data type. So you can't grab the index using a range-based for loop. You can alter your increment with a traditional loop. Okay, so if we're visiting every single element in the array, we can maybe range-based is good. Nested for loops, you can place a loop inside a loop. Okay. Break and continue, I'm assuming, work the same as other languages. Okay, so maybe we can try to make an array. Int array. I think you use this to specify that's an array. And then we can just say 1, 2, 4, 5. And let's say 4. Let's start with a traditional for loop. So int I equals 0. I is less than, we don't know the size of the array, but let's just say 4. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference between ++i and I++, but I don't think it matters in this case. Okay, so we can just cout, I guess array at I. I think that's how you access by index. Then we'll just add a new line like this. And let's see if this will run. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so that works. And then maybe we can try the range-based loop. So I guess they said we can use auto I in array. Is that how it works? For auto I in array. And then I guess we're accessing the actual element. So instead of the array at that index, we'll print the element itself. So I'm expecting we see 1, 2, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 4, 5 again. Sweet. Okay, that works. I think while loops are probably the same. So I'm guessing it's while condition do something. So let's say while, okay, let's say that we have an integer I equals 0, while I is less than 4. We can standard cout array at I and a new line. And we want to increment I. let's just comment this out. And we should see 1, 2, 4, 5 again. Awesome. Okay. Okay, pretty easy. I think it's basically the same as JavaScript, except for the for each loops, I guess we can call it. A little bit different syntax. All right. What else? Okay, so we know how to create arrays. I think arrays, I'm not really sure how often arrays are used in favor of things like vectors or lists. I guess if you know the size of your array, thinking back to like when I learned a little bit of C, yeah, I'm not sure how often arrays are actually used versus those other data structures. Let's see. I think maybe we can just start to let's maybe just try to make this numbers guessing game. So the idea is numbers guessing. We want to computer picks a random number between 1 and 100. Prompt the user to guess a number between 1 and 100. If number equals target, we can just say, you know, we can see out you win. Else if number less than target, see out too low, guess again. Similarly, number is greater than target, see out too high, guess again. And I think that should be a pretty simple program. So let's do that here. I need to figure out how to make a random number, which I guess I'll just ask Gemini. How to generate random integer between 1 and 100 in C++. The old way and the modern way. Maybe I want to do the modern way. Okay. This method uses a random engine and a distribution to ensure the numbers are spread out evenly. Include random. Okay, so let's do that. Include random. Seed the random number generator using the hardware clock. Standard random device RD. What the heck is going on here? Standard MT19937 gen. Okay. I have no idea what this means, but I think I'll just copy it line for line. So let's say standard, well, let's just copy and paste this. And let's write some helpful comments. So seed and generate a random number. Define the range 1 to 100. And then we call, it looks like we call this function dister gen. So we can say generate a random number. We'll say our random number int target equals dister gen. And let's just see if we can see, print that out, see out target for now, see if that works. Clear and 92, 26. All right, so that seems to be working fine. Perfect. And then I want to, we can prompt the user and say, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. new line, guess a number. And then we can, I believe for cin, if we're taking user input, we need to create a variable to store that. So let's say guess, we'll just declare that, and then we can use standard cin. And then I think we'll use the double greater than sign to write to this variable. I think is this the way we do it? That looks right to me. So yeah, so I guess the user will type in a number. We're going to skip over error checking here in case the user types in not an integer. I think we would need to do some error checking, but let's assume that we'll always get a number input, and then we can use our control flow here. So if guess equals target, oops, we can see out you guessed or you win. The number was, and then we can just put target there. And I guess I think we can do a new line like this, std end line. That seems good. Else, if guess was smaller than target, we can see out too low, guess again. I think we can just do cin again, and then I guess this all needs to be in a while loop, so let me think about that later, and then we can just say else. Just copy and paste this. So maybe if I change this to while, oops, while guess does not equal target. Let's move this out. All right, so if guess is less than target, we will say too low, guess again, and then we will update guess, and then it will go back to this top of the while loop and then keep doing this. And then I guess at the end, once we know that we've broken out of the loop, then we know that target equals guess, and we can print out the winning message and then finally return 0. Okay, if this doesn't work, it's going to be kind of embarrassing, but I think this looks fine. I'm probably missing some brackets here. Okay, let's just see if this works. Thinking of a number between 1 and 100, I will guess 50. Too low. Let's guess 75. What? Why did that? Oh, I should have said else if. Else if guess is greater than target. That should fix it. Let's guess 50 again. Let's guess 75. What? If guess is greater than target. What's going on here? While guess doesn't equal target. If guess is less than target. Else if guess is greater than target. Standard out too high. Oh, this is inside of my while loop. We don't want that. Okay, let's try it one more time. 50, 25. 12. Too low. 20. 22. Okay, that seems to work. Try it one more time. 50. 25. 35. 40. 45. Cool. All right. Sweet. I think that is basically our first, maybe second program in C++. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that for this episode, and we'll see what we want to learn next. I think we'll probably want to try and write a program using classes, learn maybe about pointers and memory and stuff. But yeah, let's see that in the next episode.